Okay, testing that everything works. And it works. Okay, so now for definitely this is the last art stream I'm going to do. Okay, so it's working. What I'm going to talk in this last stream is the remaining arts that are very short PowerPoints, just literary. Well, I saw in PowerPoint literary art, decorative arts, video game art, and scientific art. After this, I will play my game, an artistic adventure European edition, and after that, I will show conclusion. I created a PowerPoint with a collection of artworks, like my favorite artworks and such. Yeah, just a personal collection, and that is going to be a kind of summary of all the art that I have explained overall this year doing these streams. I start now. I just remember these PowerPoint are going to be very short, and they are not intended to be explaining all the story about it. Just take this as a kind of summary of a point to start researching by yourself. Literary art here. I just want to remind that overall this year, overall these streams I have made, I have been talking about literature, except contemporary literature. So this literary art, I'm going to just go fast about everything, not explaining much. Just at the end, I will say something about the contemporary authors. That's all. That will finish literary art. So literary art. Literatures are manifestations of text written through history, understanding them as artistic artworks. Birth of greeting. Mesopotamian cuneiform scripture, Egyptian enamel palette, Indian fragments, Chinese fragments, American fragments, Etruscan pear receipts. Well, just different scriptures. Indus Palisirs, Chinese script, American script, Etruscan script. Mesopotamia. Well, this now about cultures. Mesopotamia, Sumerians and Akkadians started greeting in mud tables. Myths and epic Gilgamesh into eating Dagan. Enheduanna, priestess known as the most ancient woman greeting of history. Nimes al-Ra into Inanna. Here you see this Enheduanna. Egypt, text of the pyramids and papyrus, book of the death of Nani. India, Sanskrit, Rigveda, Vedic, epic with Mahabharata. Kalidasa, Raghuvamsa, Vatsayana, Kama Sutra, just examples. China with Sun Tzu, Art of War, Confucius, the Four Books, Lao Tzu with Taoist, Tao Te Ching, Classic of the Rise of Confucius, Analect Confucius, Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu. 5 classics, Book of Poetry, Book of History, Book of Change, Book of Rites, Annals of Spring and Autumns, Book of Music, Chu Yuan, Chu Si, and Sima Qian with Gigi. Sima Qian is who made the history book. The period of the Tang Dynasty was very important. Han Yu and Li Bei. Others are Du Fu, Bai Huji, Wan Bei, and Zheng Hu, where there are many others. This is just like, let's say, take this as a kind of introduction. And poetry and Li Bei. Japan, Heian period was the most important, time of Chinese Tang, collections, Manjosu, Kokinsu, Taketori Monogatari, Genji Monogatari, Konhaku Monogatarisu, Ryunosuke Akutagawa, greeter from the end of World War I, considered the father of Japanese short tales, interested in medieval times. Manjosu, Kokinsu, Taketori Monogatari, Genji Monogatari, Konhaku Monogatarisu, Arabia, Quran, 1001 Nights, Laila Magnum. Here you see examples. America, hard to study due to all that was lost in the conquest. relación de las cosas de Yucatán, Chilam Balam, Popol Vuh. Here you see. Greece, Homer, Odyssey, and Iliad. Other authors like Hesiod, Herodotus, Plato, Aristotle. And Rome, narrative with Julius Caesar, Cicero, Titus Livius, imperial period. The most important is Virgil, author of the Aeneid. Poetry with Ovid, Horace, narrative with Seneca and Suetonius. Here the Aeneid. And this is Middle Ages, so I show pictures. I have everything open. Here the cuneiform, normal palette. The pictures are broadly the same, about this part at least. And Edwana, Egypt, India, Kalidasa, China, Sun Tzu, Confucius, Zhu Sima Qian, the historical memories, Japan, Arabia, America, Greece, and Rome. Okay, Middle Ages. Religious texts, hagiographies, is lives of saints. Jacopo de la Voragine, Saint Thomas of Aquinus, with Summa Theologiae, Veda, Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Angulorum, Geoffrey of Monmouth, Historia Regum Britanniae, Norse Sagas, the Poetic Edda, Prosaic Edda, Beowulf, Nibelungen Ring. Here examples. Well, Renaissance, Dante Alighieri is more like Middle Ages still, but this is kind of transition. Renaissance main, Francesco Petrarca, Canzoniere, Giovanni Boccaccio, Decameron, Dante Alighieri, Divina Commedia, Geoffrey Chaucer, Tales of Canterbury, Pietro Bembo, Niccolo Machiavelli, Erasmus of Rotterdam, Martin Luther, the Bible. Here you see examples of everything. Spain, Jorge Manrique, Garcilaso de la Vega, Diego Hurtado de Mendoza, probably author of Lazarillo de Tormes, Miguel de Cervantes with Don Quijote de la Mancha, Fernando de Rojas, Celestina, Juan de la Encina, Cervantes, and here Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, Tamerlane the Great, William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet and Othello, and many more, Thomas More, Utopia, and this Baroque. Lope de Vega, Luis de Góngora, Culteranismo, Francisco de Quevedo, Enemy of Góngora, Tirso de Molina, Don Juan, Calderón de la Barca, Theatre, Francis Bacon, De Dignitate Documentatis Scientiarum. And Scientiarum, I suppose, is Scientiarum. Here, Góngora and Quevedo. These classicians, I show pictures now. Photos are going to be just some examples of the text like this, and then just portraits of the authors. Petrarca, Boccaccio, Dante Alighieri, Chaucer, Pietro Bembo, Machiavello, Erasmo de Rotterdam, Martin Luther, Manrique, Garcilaso de la Vega, Hurtado de Mendoza, Cervantes, Fernando de Rojas, Juan de la Encina, Christopher Marlowe, Shakespeare, and here Baroque, Lope de Vega, Góngora, Quevedo, Tirso de Molina, Calderón de la Barca, Francis Bacon. Here classicians. Peter Anthony Mathieu, Periodist, The Gentleman's Journal, Daniel Defoe with Robinson Crusoe, Jonathan Swift with Gulliver's Travels, L'Encyclopédie, Maximum Piece of the Illustration, Jean Leron d'Ambert, Diderot and Voltaire, others like Rousseau and Gibbon. In Spain there are Fillol, Leandro Fernández de Moratín, and Augustin literature there is Alexander Pope. Here, portraits of people. Romanticism with Goethe, very important, with Faust, Friedrich von Schiller, the Grimm Brothers, Child Tales and Legends, William Blake, he created his own mythology, Lord Byron, Nikolai Karamzin, Sentimentalism, The Poor Lethal. Just to say about Romanticism, most of the most popular tales come from here. There are so many. Goethe, Grimm Brothers, William Blake. Symbolism with Edgar Allan Poe, Gothic and Terror Greetings. H.P. Lovecraft, Terror and Science Fiction Greetings with Cthulhu. Gustavo Adolfo Becker. Here, Lovecraft. Realism with Charles Dickens, Oliver Twist, Benito Pérez Galdós, Doña Perfecta, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Karamazov Brothers. Well, this is Dostoevsky. I'm going to. How is this in English? Crime and Punishment, I suppose. Crime and. The others most well known. Franz Kafka, Der Prozess, Emile Zola, Alexander Dumas, Count of Monte Cristo, Three Musketeers, Jules Verne, From Earth to the Moon, Around the World in 80 Days, H.G. Wells, Island of Dr. Moreau, War of the Worlds, Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes. Here examples of people. And now modernity. I'm going to show more pictures here. So Montaigne, Defoe, Swift, Encyclopédie, Rousseau, Gibbon, Feijóo, Moratin, Alexander Pope, Goethe, Schiller, Grimm Brothers, Symbolism with Edgar Allan Poe and the Terror Tales, Lovecraft, Becker, Dickens, Galdós, Dostoevsky, Kafka, Zola, Dumas, Verne, Wells, Doyle, now modernity. Generation of 98, Pío Baroja, Rubén Darío, Miguel de Unamuno, Valle Inclán, and Antonio Machado. Then Lewis Carroll, and then the Generation of 27 with Pedro Salinas, Federico García Lorca, Damaso Alonso, and Miguel Hernández. Here, photos of people. Latin American Boom with Pablo Neruda, Jorge Luis Borges, César Vallejo, Gabriel García Márquez, Julio Cortázar, and Mario Vargas Llosa. And then other authors like Umberto Eco, Walt Whitman, Bernard Shaw, and Oscar Wilde. Contemporaneity. This is just a selection of authors. Obviously, there are many more. Agatha Christie, Ten Little Niggers. Agatha Christie is writer of crime books like Police and such. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, one of my favorites. Not much to say, I think everyone knows him. C.S. Lewis, Chronicles of Narnia. That one is also very good. Isaac Asimov, Foundations, iRobot. I really like iRobot. Arthur C. Clarke, 2001, Space Odyssey. Here Tolkien, Agatha Christie, Lewis, Isaac Asimov. Stephen King, The Shining, It, Dark Tower, writer of terror books. John Grisham, A Time to Kill. This one is about crime, lawyers and such. J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, magic and such. Gao Jinjian, Mountain of Soul, a Chinese author. Haruki Murakami, Listen to the Song of the Wind, a Japanese author. And then Akira Toriyama, just as example of manga, that there are so many with Dragon Ball. J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, Yao Xing-chan, Akira Toriyama. And that's all about this. I show more pictures here. Lewis Carroll, 27. Latin American Boom. Umberto Eco, Whitman, Shaw, Oscar Wilde. Then Contemporaneity, Agatha Christie, Tolkien, Lewis, Asimov, Clarke, Stephen King. This is it. John Grisham, Rowling, Jinxiang, Murakami, and Toriyama. And literary art is finished. going to check this is everything fine. Something weird here. Okay, I export this. Give me a moment. Now that I'm with this. Okay, give me a moment because I'm just going to prepare everything for later. So here I have this. Okay. Next one, decorative arts. This is going to be very short, and this decorative art is basically some religious Christian stuff that didn't appear in other presentations. Like in university, I had a subject only for this, and I just made this very short presentation with the most interesting for me. And everything is going to be from Spain. I think step one example, and the chalice, I have no idea from where they are, but most of it is from Spain. Going to that this finishes so it doesn't lag. Almost finished. So I think it's already finished. Okay. So decorative art. Decorative arts is how it's called to the jewelry and other manifestations that use silver, gold, and other precious materials. Artists of other arts, such as architecture or sculpture, work in this. This is an approximation to the different typologies, mostly in religious art. Techniques: chisel for details, embossment, plaques of silver are beaten from the other part, engraving, it is like drawing in the surface, filigree, silver thread, cheaper. Here embossments, engraving, and filigree. Liturgical objects, different parts. So objects, candlestick, chandelier, custodies, architectural objects that expose the host. They are like small architectural altarpieces. Processional custodians, buildings in miniature with towers of central plant. It is the throne of God. In the examples, there are the Custody of Sevilla by Juan de Arfe, the Custody of Valladolid by Juan de Arfe, and Custody of Teruel by Bernabé García de los Reyes. So here, these three, like small buildings. Ostensory, where the host is placed, shaped like the sun with a shaft like the chalice. In the Baroque, the rays are called tornapuntas, custody of hands. Well, the ostensory is this. Bust reliquary with skulls or relics inside is this one. Arcs reliquaries, the whole body is inserted, Ark of St. Milan and Ark of the Kings. Later appears an arch like a tomb to keep the Eucharist. This is the Eucharist Ark. And this, the Ark Reliquary of St. Milan and Ark of the Three Kings. Sanctuary, where is the Eucharist? The Sancta Sanctorum, the most important part of the temple. The sanctuaries are like buildings because it is the temple of God and the temple of Solomon. a lamp is placed on top, which is a boy with a candle hanging from the ceiling. This is the Sagrario, is another example, and this is the lamp. Censer, brazier that must be moved with a chain. It is covered with smoke. Separate vessel for incense called naveta because they look like ships. Incense is extracted with a spoon. Cardelete and hyssop from the holy water. The hyssop is a mallet with a hole for water to enter. Well, these things. Chapels of kisses or peace bearers for people to kiss it with a handle. As they have a lot of architecture, it changes with the fashionable architectural style. Thrones of the Virgin, throne with the Virgin, and cross preside in processions, funerals, and such. This is the peace bearer, throne of the Virgin, and cross. Chalice. For me, this is the most interesting part. The most important piece, it is more slender than a normal cup and has more base so that it does not fall by accident. Carries the blood of Christ. Proportion, symmetry. Each part of the chalice varies according to the style. You have to look closely at the knobs. Containers for wine and water. It was a watery wine. They are placed on a tray or salver. Hearts like those in the dining room but smaller. These are the parts of the chalice, but then these names are in Spanish. But you see that every part of the chalice has a name. Just the obsession of humans to name things. Parts of the chalice, it is divided into three parts. Base, flange or pedestal, are still divided into goyete, knot and neck, and cup divided into sub-cup, rose and cup. I just try to translate, but it's a bit hard. Romanesque chalice, like those of the Holy Grail, chalice of Doña Urraca of San Isidro el León. This one's super beautiful. This one of my favorite, Gothic chalice, architectural structure, clearly differentiated parts, polygonal steel, crushed apple knot. Everett Gothic Renaissance chalice, like the Gothic but with Renaissance circular base, chalice of spoon by the base, Renaissance chalice with an egg or base knocked, more rectilinear cups. Baroque chalice, 17th century, a corn knot or thimble knot, higher base. Well, this terminology is very weird in English, but anyway. Rococo chalice, 18th century, sinus shapes, neck melted with a base, PR knot, flare cup. Well, I just play again this. This is from Romanesque, this from Gothic, this for Renaissance, this for Baroque, and this from Rococo. Ironwork. About ironwork, rejería, they follow the architectonic style of the moment. As examples, there is the one of San Vicente de Ávila, Seville Cathedral, Chapel of Condestable of Burgos, Golden Stale Basiloe and Master Hilario, and Pilar of Zaragoza. There are San Vicente de Ávila, Sevilla Cathedral, Chapel of Condestable of Burgos, Golden Stain of Burgos, Diego de Siloé, and Pilar de Zaragoza. And finally, as a final ad, I have included a couple jewels made by Salvador Dali that I really like. They are the Royal Heart and the Eye of Time. Royal Heart, and the Eye of Time. Final ad. A couple jewels made by Salvador Dali. They are the Royal Heart and the Eye of Time. Okay, and this is finished. I show more photos now, just give me a moment to export this. I mean, well, I show the photos. I say this was very short. Okay. Decorative arts, just the photos. I think the photos are almost all the same. Because here I just put the very, very basic. This, maybe I should, well, now this is exporting. Maybe I should put this better in the presentation. Well, just this. So there was this. That is, I think, a bit weird. Wait. So it's more like this, I suppose. Okay, give me a moment. Very fast. The next one, video game art. That one is going to be fun. There is not much video game history of there. Not at least a bit hard to find, like as I'm going to present it. Like of course, video game is also art. If cinema is art, video game is also art. It's just that it's something very new. So well, I hope you learn with that. Okay. Video game art. I'm going to just copy this now. Go faster later. Okay. Video game art. Video game art can be conceived as the union of all other arts, adding the characteristic of direct interaction. A video game is an electronic game reproduced by a platform, and it is possible to interact with it through a controller. I don't remember if this definition I made it or I just found it out there. I think I made it. Platforms. So this is divided into chapters: platforms and then games. Platforms. A platform is a system that makes possible to reproduce determined hardware and software. In the case of video game platforms, these are the different kinds of the device in which video games are reproduced. The main ones are computers and laptops, video arcade machines, video game consoles, and portable device. Computer and arcade machines, consoles, and portable device. Origins. The first electronic digital computers were Colossus and ENIAC, built in World War II. Alan Turing and Champernowne created a very primitive chess game. John Bennett created Nimrod, a computer able to play to Nim. I'm not very sure what this means. The OXO of Alexander Douglas was to play 3 in a row. What is this meme? I don't know. Computer, different parts of computer, laptop, arcade machines, consoles, controllers, and portable device. Colossus, ENIAC. This is going to show very soon, but to appear very soon, but I just want to check what is this. Nimrod. What means Nim? Whoa, I don't remember. Nim game. Oh, I see. Okay, I just didn't remember this. Okay, I thought it was something weird. Anyway, I continue. The OXO of Alexander Douglas was to play 3 in a row. In the 50s, 90% of North American homes had at least one television, and there were people that wondered if they could use televisions for games. Here, Colossus, ENIAC, Alan Turing chess game, OXO. It is OXO because Circle X. William Higginbotham designed Tennis for Two with a great success, but it wasn't commercialized. In Massachusetts, members of the Tech Model Railroad Club designed Space War, a space duel for 2 players. Finally, it will be Ralph Baer who will design the first video game console of history, the Magnavox Odyssey. Tennis for Two, Space War, and Magnavox Odyssey. First generation. So now it's going to be the succession of different generations. First generation, Atari was created by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Badmay. Bushnell said his employee Alan Alcorn to create a new version of the tennis game, and he created Pong, a very successful game, having many clones. The Sears telegame Atari Pong is the first console of Atari. About computer games, Will Crowther developed a role-play game called Adventure, a conversational game. Apple developed computers as the Apple II. Pong, Sears telegame Atari Pong, Adventure, and Apple. Second generation, Atari 2600 is the second console of Atari. Mattel created Auto Race, the first portable video game. Ralph Baer created Simon, and this year appeared Magnavox Odyssey 2. Mattel released Intellivision in this year. Finally, Toshihiro Nishikado created Space Invaders, another very successful game. Namco started with color video games with Galaxian. Another successful game was Batman by Toru Iwatani. Activision entered in video game industry. And this year happened the crash of North American video game industry. So here the Atari, Magnavox Odyssey 2, Space Invaders, Pac-Man. Third generation. As a result of that fall, Japan emerged. Nintendo and Sega are the main companies. Nintendo started with Color TV Game 6 and Sega with arcade machines. Gunpei Yokoi from Nintendo created the Game & Watch, a portable console, very similar to Nintendo DS, you will see. After that, Nintendo created the NES, a 8-bit console, very successful. Capcom and Konami created arcade machines. Super Mario Bros. For NES was very popular. Sega released the Master System. So Nintendo Color TV, Sega arcade machines, Nintendo Game & Watch, you see it's in the shape is very similar to the Nintendo DS. Well, of course, it's not tactile. And Nintendo NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, and this Super Mario Bros. Capcom arcade machines, Konami arcade machines, Sega Master System. Fourth generation console of 16 bits that introduced the CD-ROM. Commodore Amiga, Atari ST 1040, Sega Mega Drive, SNES, Super Nintendo, Sega Mega CD, Game Boy. Beginning of 3D games as Doom, Neo Geo by SNK fell under the next generations on consoles. And I think this I deleted. So Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, Sega Mega Drive, Nintendo SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Mega CD, Nintendo Game Boy, Doom, and SNK Neo Geo. Fifth generation, console of 32 and 64 bits. Rise of Sony, creating the PlayStation, that was a total success, selling more than 100 million. Sega Saturn and Nintendo 64 tried to compete. The Virtual Boy of Nintendo tried to experiment with 3D, but it didn't get many sales. Sony PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Virtual Boy. Sixth generation, passing to DVD. In PC, RTS games and online action games were dominant. Sega tried to regain the superiority with Sega Dreamcast, but in year 2000, Sony released PlayStation 2, a 128-bit console and the most successful console of all times, with more than 10,000 games and 159 million consoles sold. Microsoft released the Xbox, Nintendo released the GameCube, but it was a fail, and then this company turned to portable consoles, releasing Game Boy Advance in 2001, and then the Nokia N-Gage. Sega Dreamcast, Sony PlayStation 2, one of my childhood consoles. Microsoft Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Game Boy Advance, and Nokia N-Gage. Seventh generation, it begins with two portable consoles. Nintendo released Nintendo DS and Sony released the PSP, PlayStation Portable. One of my favorite consoles also. Microsoft released the Xbox 360 and later Sony released PlayStation 3. Nintendo regains its position with Nintendo Wii. Nintendo DS, PSP. And then Microsoft Xbox, Sony PlayStation 3 and Nintendo Wii. 8th generation mobile games are very popular. In portable consoles, there are the Nintendo 3DS and PlayStation Vita. Later, Nintendo released Wii U, not very successful. Sony released PlayStation 4 and Microsoft released Xbox One. Finally, Nintendo released Nintendo Switch, an hybrid console. So here mobile, Nintendo 3DS and Sony PS Vita. Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And these now games. I show more pictures, but the pictures are more or less the same. Here the origins, as I was showing before, Tennis Sport 2, Space War, Magnavox Odyssey, Pong, second generation, Pac-Man, Division, third generation, Nintendo and Sega. Fourth generation, the Game Boy. Fifth generation, sixth generation, PlayStation 2. Seventh generation, PSP, PS3. Eighth generation, Nintendo DS, 3DS, PS4, Nintendo Switch. Obviously this continues now, but when I did this PowerPoint, PS4 was the last one. So well. Games. Video games recreate virtual worlds, and the player must complete the objectives following some rules. It is software that requires a hardware to run it, platforms, and use controllers for interaction. The supports have been cartridge, disc, UMD, CD, DVD, Blu-ray, and digital download. The development is done by companies that often they also distribute the game. E3 is a video game convention. Cartridge and disc game companies. Type of games: arcade, multiplayer, online, MMO, social, browser, educative, serious, publicitary, artistic, casual, AAA, indie, or AAA, I suppose it says, indie, retro. Genres of game: action, fight, beat'em up, hack and slash, arcade, platforms, shooter, first person, third person, shoot'em up, strategy, real-time strategy, turn-based strategy, simulation, vehicle, construction, live combat, sports, racing, adventure, conversational, graphic, action adventure, survival horror, stealth, roleplay, roleplay action, MMORPG, tactical roleplay, sandbox, open world, construction, musical, karaoke, singing, instruments, puzzle, party, educative, many genres. Origins: chess game by Alan Turing, 3 in a row by Alexander Douglas, Tennis for 2 by William Higginbotham, Space War by Text Model Railroad Club. Here. Pong by Alan Alcorn, Adventure by Will Crover, Space Invader by Toshihiro Nishikado, Pac-Man by Toru Iwatani, Game & Watch, Donkey Kong. These are the origins that already appeared before. NES, Super Mario Bros, Tennis, Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest, The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, Castlevania. This selection of games is both the most famous and also games that for me are kind of special. Well, I just continue. Arcade, Mega Man, Street Fighter, Sega Mega Drive, Sonic the Hedgehog, SNES, Super Mario Kart, Game Boy, Super Mario Bros. 3, I love this game, Pokemon, Metroid, Castlevania, Tetris, these machines. I didn't know where to put this, but it exists, and I think many people have these kind of machines. PC, SimCity, The Sims, Civilization by Sid Meier, Warcraft, Age of Empires, The Sims, Civilization, Warcraft, Age of Empires, 3D, Wolfenstein 3D, and Doom, PlayStation with Rick Rather, Tekken, Ace Combat, Rayman, WPO, Twisted Metal, Crash Bandicoot, Need for Speed, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII, FIFA, Tomb Raider the second. Here more examples. Gran Turismo, Colin McRae Rally, Spyro the Dragon, Medieval, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Classics. Sega Saturn, Virtua Fighter, Nintendo 64, Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, PC Online, EverQuest, Ultima Online, PS2, Xbox GameCube, Grand Theft Auto, Prince of Persia, Street Fighter, Call of Duty, Medal Slug, Medal of Honor, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Halo. This. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Paper Mario, Luigi's Mansion, Nintendo DS, Nintendogs, Animal Crossing, Brain Training, New Super Mario Bros., Mario Kart DS, PSP, Ratchet and Clank Size Mothers, God of War, Killzone Liberation, Little Big Planet, Monster Hunter, Resistance Retribution, Undead Knights, Dragon Ball Z, Tenkaichi Tag Team, PS3, Xbox 360, GTA 5, Metal Gear Solid 4, Uncharted, God of War, Call of Duty, Resistance, Heavy Rain, Resident Evil 5, Gears of War, Halo 4, Red Dead Redemption, Wii Sports, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Mario Party, Super Mario Galaxy, Another Code, PC, Counter-Strike, Imperium, Age of Mythology, Warcraft 3, StarCraft, Diablo 3, Minecraft, World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, mobiles, Candy Crush, Pokemon Go, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, PS4, Xbox One, Far Cry, Final Fantasy 15, Assassin's Creed, Bloodborne, Resident Evil 7, The Witcher 3. For PS4, maybe now I will add more. That I have played PS4 more, but anyway. Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. That is the last one. I'm going to check that I didn't skip any of these things. This is fine. This is also fine. I think that was the only. Okay. Okay, I export this and I show the picture of the game from the PDF. The support, development, companies, the E3. Now all the games. Origins, NES, Arcade, Sega Mega Drive, SNES, Game Boy, Tetris, PC, 3D, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64, PC Online, PlayStation 2, Xbox GameCube, Nintendo DS, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii, PC, mobile, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and that's all. Okay, video games finished. Now the next one, what I call scientific art. This was, well, I'm going to close this first. One moment. Scientific art. This was my research when I was in university. As I like science stuff, especially astronomy, I found some paintings related with astronomy, and then that's how I started researching about it. And then I discovered about biology, about dinosaurs, and so with the passing of time, over a few years, I did a lot of research. I wrote a book, and I also include this when I talk about art, scientific art. I call scientific art to art that mixes science with art. It can be realistic, but also more fantastic, depending the genre as well. I just explain and you will understand. This is an approximation to the concept of scientific art and the different styles and so. And the artists here are alive, most of them, I think, so except the origins, obviously. Well, I start and you will see. Scientific art. Scientific art establishes an union between art and science. It is composed by 500, each one with various themes. These are paleontological, biological, astronomical, robotical, and mathematical. Science knowledge are required in very specific fields for the correct understanding of the artwork. So I made this composed picture showing more, and then there will be pages with many pictures. You will see. Introduction. It's just picture about introduction. The Gherkin. This by Pascal Hecker is a sculpture. Eric Joyner, Corina Chirira. This was the painting. Well, this is my album with my old name. This painting, the original one, is by Corina Chilira, and this was when I discovered about this, because I made a music album related with space, and I wanted some space landscape about it, so I searched maybe there are paintings about space, and yes, there are, and this is how I entered in contact with all this stuff. Jean M. Auel, Luis Monge, Dr. House, Iron Giant, Primal Carnage, and Jewelry. You will understand, this is for mathematical. Origins, Paleo, Chambers of Paleo or Paleo art, paleontological art. Chambers of Wonders, Charles R. Knight, Gerhard Heilmann. This is the introduction. Origins. Bio, Australian rock art known as X-ray style. Leonardo da Vinci. And well, this is also the Australian rock art. This is Leonardo da Vinci. Baroque painters are Rembrandt and Enrique Simonet. Wax sculptures, this. As in the exhibition Arte Garnet, this is an exhibition. I went to Madrid many years ago. Ernst Haeckel, who made biology drawings, it's very important. And Santiago Ramon y Cajal, who made drawings about neurons. Astro, Hudson River School with artists Frederick Edward George, these two, and Albert Bistad. And then Jose Cuneo Perinetti, this one. This is from Expressionism. Robo Futurist, skyscrapers as Guarantee Building, Art Deco with Empire State of New York, Gooey with Seattle Space Needle, Neo-Futurist with Nakagin Capsule Tower, Tokyo, Giacomo Balla, these two, Luigi Russolo, Umberto Boccioni, and Giacomo Balla again. And math. Architecture, Pyramids of Giza, Colosseum of Rome, Dome of San Lorenzo of Turin, Villa Farnese in Caprarola, Borromini Stair, Barcelona Pavilion, Arab Decoration, Ledoux with a spaceship Earth and the Dragon Ball spaceship, Cubist Sculpture, and Penrose Impossible Triangle. And I think I can show these pictures bigger. Give me a moment. Scientific art project, because I created this blog. So well, I just give this is what I designed like cover. So this is Paleo, Bio, Astro, Robo, and Math. This is a video I made. Science. This is an explanation about history of science, origins. Here, this is what I wanted to show. Here you can see in bigger size. Here you see. That was so funny when I realized about it. Okay, and now here. Scientific art, paleontological. Paleontological art, periods of ancient Earth and extinct fauna and flora, reaching to the primitive humans, dinosaurs, and speculative evolution. Speculative evolution means how certain species could have evolved if they exist, like or if they exist or if they didn't get extinct. It's very interesting. There's not much work about it, but what I have seen is very cool. So well, this picture here you can see bigger. Well, in the first image, this is the name of everything: Charles Knight, Zdenek Burian, Alain Beneteo, Vladimir Nikolov, Douglas Henderson, Simon Stalenhag, Joshua Nupe. Joshua Nupe makes speculative evolution. Just give it a look. Gustavo Marigo, Jurassic Park, Art Survival Evolved. I just want to say that when I did this research, I included arts about everything. Architecture, sculpture, painting, jewelry, cinema, games, everything. Books also. I included about everything. So you will see examples about everything. And then the next, the pictures that will appear next, I really have to correct this. Rudolf Salinger, Mark Hallett, Gerhard Bergemann, Vladimir Nikolov, Luis Rey, Mark Whitton, Raúl Martín, Joshua Nupe, Gustavo Marigo, Jean-Marie Auel, Jurassic Park, Ice Age, The Croods, and Far Cry Primal. Give me a moment to correct this. Sorry. Here you see different paintings of dinosaurs. I love it. Especially this one. This one is super cute. Where is this? Okay, I need to do something here. This is going to take a bit, sorry. Here you see examples of everyone. Okay. And now biological. I'm going to save and I show pictures. Because here you will see the others, the extra pictures bigger. Paleontological. Here you see Rudolf Salinger, Mark Hallett, Gerhard Bergemann, I love this one, Vladimir Nikolov, Luis Rey, Mark Whitton, Raúl Martín, Joshua Nupe, Gustavo Marigo, this one is very cool, Janem Auel, Jurassic Park, Ice Age, The Croods, Far Cry Prime. I played this game, it's very brutal, very fun also. I encourage you to search in Google about all these authors and check. Many are alive and trying to earn a life with art, and they could use some support. Biological art, existing life forms from an anatomical point of view, basically microscopic life as cells, virus, bacteria, and also fauna, flora, and humans. DNA art, photomicrography, and macrophotography. Here you see examples. Christy Mays, David S. Kotzel, Corina Chirilla, Chad Glass, Greg Dunn, Luke Herram, DNI Art, Martin Wegerly, Thomas Sahan, and Spory. In the next, David S. Gotzel, Corina Chirilla, Greg Dunn, DNI Art, Ángeles Agrela, Luke Herram, Luis Monge, Rubén Duro, David M. Phillips, Once Upon a Time, The Human Body, and Trauma Center Under the Knife. This David S. Gotzel, Corina Chirilla, Greg Dunn, Ángeles Agrela, DNI Art, Luke Herran. I love this. Is crystal sculptures about virus, bacteria, and so it's very, very cool. Luis Monge, Rubén Duro, and David M. Phillips. Once Upon a Time, The Human Body, and Trauma Center Under the Knife. This game is wonderful. It's Surgeon Simulator. Very cool. Okay, I saw picture here, so you can see bigger, and then the others. Biological. Here you see the pictures bigger. This is a very funny game. This is also very cool. This is by Chad Glass. This is by Corina Chirilla. This is also Corina Chirilla. Here you can see also the style. This is very obvious. These two are for the frame, for the same painter. Okay, and I saw here for the pictures here you see David S. Gotzel. Corina Chirilla, Greg Dunn, DNA Art, Ángeles Agrela, Luke Herran, just wonderful, Luis Monge, Rubén Duro, David M. Phillips, Once Upon a Time, The Human Body, and Trauma Center Under the Knife. Astronomical art. Everything related with the universe, spacescapes, celestial bodies, extraterrestrial life, and also space portrait and space missions, astrophotography and documental photography. Sounds good, space portrait, right? I think it was me who called it like that. I didn't find, at least I didn't read this anyway. It's just come to my mind, space portrait sounds cool. And just a difference for the next, one moment. Okay, it's working. I saw my phone like losing connection. I thought the stream stopped. So a difference between astronomical and robotical, because both are very similar. Astronomical is supposed to be more realistic, and then robotical is more futuristic, more science fiction. You will understand later when I saw robotical also. So here you see this. I'm going to show the picture here also. The Snake Jagger, wonderful. I say the names first, and then I Chesley Wanstead, Chad Glass, Ron Miller, El Hengebel, Scott Pernica, Mark Lee, Gustav Holst, 2001: Space Odyssey, and Rodina by Brendan Anthony. Here, Chesley Wanstead, Chad Glass. These two are by Ron Miller. This one is very cool. It's like a series of photomontages, like whatever instead moon, like planet instead moon, like Jupiter instead moon. How will be Jupiter be seen from Earth if it was in the position of the moon? And then he does with all the planets. It's very cool. This by Ed Hengebel, Space Portrait. This the Scott Pernica, yes. Mark Gee, Astrophotography, Holst, the planet. Space Odyssey. And Rodina. This game is an indie game that I really enjoy. Well, here you also can see. I think I should read this. Well, I read this and then I go back and read about the others. So, astronomical art, also called space art, is that which represents everything related to the universe, focusing especially on the space landscapes, representing celestial bodies, either from the outside or from the inside, as well as hypothetical adapted extraterrestrial life to the different types of planets, and the space portrait, consisting of the representation of a space mission or astronauts. You see this extraterrestrial life that is adapted to the different planets, like this. It's like how will be aliens in Mars, for example. Then it will be aliens whose body will breathe carbon dioxide, for example, or they will support the amounts of radiation that happen in that planet, or this is creatures living in a gas planet. How will be life in a gas planet? So it's like more realistic, more than science fiction. This genre tries to be scientifically accurate, although it is almost impossible not to imagine certain things. This diversity within astronomical art has given rise to a great variety of subjects to represent a great number of artworks, something that has made this genre the best known. The space landscape is the most usual representation, together with the celestial bodies as essential protagonists, as can be from scenarios completely imagined to scientifically accurate or possible. About extraterrestrial life, making a terminological differentiation with the word alien is defined in this genre of life outside Earth that is adapted to the condition of their planet. For example, they could be beings that do not use oxygen to carry out breathing, or that do not need so much light from a star. Space missions and astronauts are also a fairly abundant subject, where demonstration can be found in painting, cinema, and even sculpture, especially about the missions of the United States and Russia, highlighting the moon landing. The space portrait refer to portraits of astronauts posing with the suit, although 13 portraits of scientists could also be included here. But well, all this text is written by me. Everything done here is pure based in my research. So, well, I show the picture and then I go back to read the paleontological and biological. So, next are NASA, Brandon McConnell, Axel Juárez Padilla, Snake Jagger, Ron Miller, Chad Glass, Corina Chirila, Erika Maginis, Dene Baricci, Anamura. Well, Anamura, it's me. I included one artwork I made. Ed Hengebel, Robert McCall, Rick Giddis, Luke Gerram, Pascal Hecker, Sarah Wager, Daniel Lopez, George Astrophotography, Roland Miller, Dark Space, Apollo 13, The Martian, Interstellar, Kerbal Space Program, Space Engine. As you see, this one is the most abundant of everything. So here you see NASA, Axel Juárez Padilla, Brandon McConnell, Snake Jagger, Ron Miller, Rika Maginis, Corina Chirila, Chad Glass, Denne Baricci, Ed Hengebel, Anamura, this one is mine. Brilliant landscape. Robert McCall. I put this better. Rick Giddis. Pascal Hecker. These sculptures. Luke Gerram, Sarah Wager. Give me a moment, please. Okay, sorry. Daniel Lopez, Roland Miller, George Astrophotography, Dark Space. This is black metal music. Hope this is working. Apollo 13, The Martian, Interstellar, Kerbal Space Program, and Space Engine. Okay, this is for robotical now. I saw the pictures here and I go back. So NASA, Brandon McConnell, Axel Juárez Padilla, super beautiful. Snake Jagger, Ron Miller, Chad Glass, Corina Chirila, Erika Maginis, Dene Baricci, Anamura, Ed Hengebel, Robert McCall, Ricky Diaz, Luke Gerram, Pascal Hecker, Sarah Wager, Daniel Lopez, George Astrophotography, Roland Miller. These photos about the astronaut stuff. United States Dark Space, Apollo 13, The Martian, Interstellar, Kelvin Space Program, and Space Engine. I saw something. So this, I hope you can see a bit. This is the Milky Way by Denev Arichi, but this is like the sketch. I have it in this frame just because I'm hanging it in the wall. I'm checking that the light is a bit, the light is reflecting, I think, but I hope you can see more or less. So I'm seeing in the phone and the light is reflecting. Well, I saved this with a lot of love. So thank you very much, Denet Barisi, for gifting me this. I will always have it with me. Okay, so I go back and read the paleontological and biological description so you understand better what it is about. Paleontological. Paleontological art, also called paleo art, is the one that represents period of the early Earth, focusing especially on the fauna, flora, and climate of past ages, from the flowering of light to the emergence of the prehistoric humans. Painting and cinema are the most prolific supports. The representation of ancient Earth could relate in a certain way to astronomical art, since the only difference is that in this case only Earth is shown. The fauna and flora is the most abundant, being extinct life forms. From the first aquatic animals that emerged in the Cambrian to the exuberance of life of the Carboniferous, from small invertebrates or the Ordovician to the megafauna of the Pleistocene. It is usual for plants to be in the background, but they also have their importance and research work to represent the scene faithfully, from the first aquatic plants to the forests that populated Earth later. Undoubtedly, the most represented fauna are the dinosaurs. There are not many representations that have to do with the prehistoric human, compared with those of dinosaurs, but there are artists who have also done works on this, especially about life in caves and hunting scenes, where animals of the megafauna can appear. Finally, speculative evolution refers to artistic representations that respond to how certain species would have evolved if they had not become extinct, emerging with machines, creating cybernetic organisms. Mention to Joshua Nupa because very nice his work on speculative evolution. So this about paleo art. Now biological art. Biological art, which may also be called bioart, represents existing life forms from a purely anatomical point of view. Its main models are microscopic life, such as cells, bacteria, or viruses, fauna, flora, and human beings. Emphasis must be placed on existing one, because if they are extinct, then we go into paleoart, and if they are imagined, we can start thinking about extraterrestrial life. It is a genre that occurs almost exclusively in painting and photography, but also in sculpture. The most represented are undoubtedly microorganisms. The representation of organisms that are lethal to humans, causing the most deadly disease, is sometimes like watching your worst enemy. The megafauna and flora refers to the representation of any form of life, animal or vegetable, taking into account its existence, in addition to artworks that represent a specific habitat. Anatomy is important within this genre, especially human anatomy, where there are abundant paintings related to the organs and fetuses. There can also be found the so-called art of DNA, which shows a random pattern. This art, I contacted with the company and they explained me how this is done. It's very interesting. I have an interview in this blog. Well, this is, I could also explain this like here, different authors, literature. Well, here you can just see the link is scientificartproject.blogspot.com. And astronomical I already read, so robotical. Robotical art, mostly sci-fi topics as robots, futurist city, and alien life, very related to space too, basically all about technology. That is the difference. That is the key difference with with astrological art, astronomical art. Sorry, I'm a bit tired already. So well, here as introduction. First mates Robert McCall, Victor Filipsky, Brian Spain, Corina Chirila again. Andy Hill, Lovecraft, Star Wars, Alien, The Thing, and Ratchet and Clank. Here you see, and I'm going to put here in bigger size. And then next Isaac Asimov, Arthur Sadlos, Brian Despain, John Little Wilson, Eric Joyner, Jacob Rothalski, Matt Dixon, Geoffrey Gersten, Victor Filipsky, Tom Shropshire, Andy Hill, Elon Musk, New York, Tokyo, Techno Music, Metropolis, Terminator, Matrix, Fire in the Sky, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Treasure Planet, Futurama, Area 51, Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, and Mass Effect. And here I need to do this again. Oh, let me see, the text is here. Elon Musk is this one. It was kind of famous back in time. New York, Tokyo as examples of kind of futuristic cities. So this is the Art Deco city and this is the future city. Techno Music, Metropolis, Terminator, Matrix, Fire in the Sky. And E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Here, Treasure Planet, Area 50, Area 51. This is a video game, it's wonderful. Futurama, Resistance, Mass Effect, and Ratchet and Clank. Okay, I saw the pictures here in bigger, and I explain. Isaac Asimov, Arthur Sadlos, wonderful. Brian Spain, this steampunk robot. Your Little Wilson, this is kind of comical, but it is cute for me. It's monkeys and robots. Eric Joyner, here there are these robots. Jakub Rochalki, Matt Dixon, Geoffrey Gersten, this is super cute. Victor Filipsky, this painter also does space art. Tom Shropshire, Andy Hill, Elon Musk, New York, Tokyo, Techno Music, Metropolis, Terminator, Matrix, Fire in the Sky, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Treasure Planet, I love this movie, Futurama, I love Futurama, Area 51, Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, Mass Effect. Okay, so the explanation about robotical art. Robotical art is the one that represents everything related to technology, focusing especially on robotics, the futuristic city, and alien life, being its base science fiction. Of all the terms presented for the genres, this is the only one to which I have given a name, since it differs in many aspects of astronomical art, although they also have many things in common. It could also be called technological art or machine art, but perhaps in honor of Asimov for having coined the word robotics and for the Capek brother before him, the term robotical art is a special name for this genre, plus it is something unique and new. Science fiction is the basis of this genre, and among its themes are robots and cyborg, the futuristic city, and alien life. Undoubtedly, the preferred medium of this genre is cinema and video games. Robots and cyborgs will enter into a theme related to the digital world and artificial intelligence. The futuristic city shows a city with high technology, populated with lights on all sides, with fantasy vehicles like flying cars or transport tubes, where humans and robots generally coexist, even with other alien species. And it is this theme, the alien life, which has to be clarified in its differentiation with extraterrestrial life of astronomical art. The alien life of robotical art has to do with the aliens of cinema and video games, be they monstrous or humanoid. They are fictional species where mainly the only attention is paid to their appearance. As with artificial intelligence, there is the duality in terms of the intention of these entities. In some cases, they are friendly beings who live in the same environment as humans and even collaborate in space missions. However, they can also be destructive beings. The intention of these aliens determine how varied these stories can be. Among the different types of enemy aliens could be classified as colonizer destroyers, both large and small, conquerors, slavers, exterminators, experimenters who eat human flesh, or parasites. Lots of aliens. It's wonderful to research about this. Here you have the list of everything, so you can just check by yourself. Robotic art in film, Metropolis, Star Wars, it is extraterrestrial alien, The Thing, one example of parasite alien, Fire in the Sky, Matrix, Terminator, Air Robot, The Bicentennial Man, Artificial Intelligence, Ex Machina, Blade Runner, Futurama, Treasure Planet, The Iron Giant, Wall-E, Dragon Ball. In video games, Area 51, Resistance, Ratchet & Clank, Mass Effect, Dead Space, and a whole lot. It's very big, this one. And finally, mathematical art. Mathematical art, math concept or use math strictly, especially in geometry, algorithms, and impossible objects, usually using computer programs. Algorithmic art is essential, generating tessellations, fractal art, and more. Here, this picture, you can see bigger here. Tessellation is this. Fractal art, I mean. This is fractal. Sorry, my brain is so tired. Fractal art. First image, Escher, The Impossible Stair. Javier Montenegro Ho, Bruno San, Hartmut Skerbins, Monir Sraudi Farmayan, Montreal Biosphere, Basarelli, Jewelry P. And the next, Beijing National Aquatic Center, Climatron, Cube Village, Peter Forakis, Evaman Ferguson, Batsieva Grossman, Jacobus Kosberhoef, Escher, Bruno San, Kerry Mitchell, Javier Montenegro Ho, Desmond Paul Henry, Michael Whitfeld Christensen, and Hamid Naderi Yeganeh. So here you see. This is the most hard to find stuff, and my favorite definitely are the fractal art. This art is super beautiful. This Bruno San is one of my favorite. Okay, and it's finished. I check this in a moment, and I saw pictures and explain. Okay. Export. Well, I saw pictures here first. So this I already showed. Climatron, Cool Village, Peter Forakis, Escher, The Impossible Stair, Bruno San, The Cat Fractal, Kerry Mitchell, Javier Montenegro Ho, Desmond Paul Henry, Christensen, and Yeganeh. I export the PowerPoint. How long is this? 1 hour. Okay. So mathematical art is the one that represents mathematical concepts or use mathematics strictly, especially highlighting the use of geometry and algorithms, in addition to impossible objects, sometimes using computer programs. Among its themes is the use of geometry both in architecture and in sculpture and even in painting. Algorithmic art, with techniques such as fractal modeling, iterative function systems, cellular automata, tessellations, polar inversion, and numerical calculation, between others, being an art generally generated by computer, also controlling the process. Finally, impossible objects are also a subject in itself. It is the most abstract art of all these genres and sometimes difficult to understand and assimilate. So well, now you have the introduction about scientific art. I encourage you to research more about it. You can check the blog, and this is like a starting point, manifestations. This is the introduction. This, let's see, I did this many years ago and I don't remember very well. So these are the main things. The origins, Camber of Wonders, illustration, Australian rock art, anatomy painter, Hudson River School, futurists, Art Deco, Googie, neo-futurists, math architecture, and visionaries. The genre, paleontological art, periods of ancient Earth, extinct fauna and flora, dinosaurs, prehistoric human, and speculative evolution. In biological art, existing life forms, anatomy, microscopic life, fauna and flora, and human anatomy. Astronomical art, spacescapes, celestial bodies, extraterrestrial life, space portrait, and space missions. Robotical art, robots, futurist city, alien life, and sci-fi. Mathematical art, geometry, algorithms, tessellations, fractals, and impossible objects. Interviews, well, here are all the interviews I did to artists, authors. Well, here a list that I compiled when I was reading that book about all the. This is a list about everything that appears in that book. Well, I will show the cover later anyway. So you can check this, and it's like you just copy one name and paste in Google, and then you can see all the art. Like I can't put many pictures here because copyright. So, well, here the same for biological. Here you see origins, painting, sculpture, photomicrography and macrophotography, film, video games. Here for paleo, let's say origins, painting, literature, film, video games, and astro, origins, painting, sculpture, astrophotography, and documental photography, and music, film, and video games. Robo, origins, literature, painting, sculpture, architecture, music, film, and video games. And math, origins, architecture, sculpture, painting, and film. Publication, well, this is the book. I published it in Spanish and English, and this is the final degree job, final degree work. Like for the end of university, from this I just made a topic that is the representation of life in scientific art, and I just take the topic of life of all the genres. So this is only text. There are no images here again because copyright. Oh well, copyright. All the images that appear in this blog belong to the author. The permission, well, that I only own the copyright of the book. Okay, so this is scientific art. I hope you learned something with this. And well, about art, it's finished. But now I'm going to moment I check. Yes, this I copied. I'm going to play my game, the An Artistic Adventure European Edition. And after that, I will do the final conclusion. So, well, in the previous streams, I was playing the An Artistic Adventure. That is a game where I made about the different cultures of the world related to art and such. And then I let this extra game that is also that is only about Europe, about European art. So I'm just going to play through it. I'm going to check that. Okay. Europe. So many lands to discover, so many countries to visit, so much knowledge to learn. Maybe it is time to travel. What do you think? Should we travel? Yes, I agree. There is so much beauty in this land. We should not stay here always. Where would you like to travel? What about everywhere? Can we do that? Of course we can. This is going to be wonderful. I'm ready for the adventure. Let's go. I'm going to open a block. Wait. So I can check box in case I find some box. It's time to prepare for the journey. First, name your characters. Nothing to play. Yeah, well, this is tutorial. So this game only includes Europe. The other game is much bigger and includes everything. This game only for Europe. These are trophies. Okay, I just go to focus in visiting the places. Do you want to travel to Europe? Yes. Here. It's Europe. I think. Oh, I created different ones. So this is Christian Europe. Okay, now I remember. Christian Europe and New Europe. So Christian Europe is from Paleo-Christian to Baroque, and then New Europe is from Neoclassicism to Christian Europe. Okay, and here are the different places. Let's see. Studia. This is, well, I'm not going to go in order, so just let me know. Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember to try to go in order, but I don't really remember, so I just go Spain. I start from south. Baroque to Europe, Spain Renaissance, Spain Romanesque, and I suppose Spain Gothic here. Spain Romanesque. San Martin de Fromista. I'm going to see the picture. Yes. Alcohol. Here as a treasure. Romanesque relic. This. I don't have the photo here. Not sure if this will have a photo. Romanesque. This is the court. Most Arabic courts, I don't know. This should have photo. And this goes to Loire Castle. Loire Castle. And this Portugal Romanesque. Lisbon Cathedral. San Isidoro de León. San Isidoro de León. A collection of Spanish Romanesque treasures. Oh yes, here I remember I put different items in the chest because not many locations. Painting inside San Isidoro de León depict various scenes from the Bible. The treasure of Limoges is very well decorated. The chalice of Doña Urraca is really beautiful. The Cantigas de Santa Maria is a music book composed by King Alfonso X the Wise. And then I should have all the items here. Yes. Good. I remember now. Spain Romanesque. Well, but now I'm from Romanesque. Oh, this is another Spain Romanesque. Because Spain has too many buildings. Seu d'Urgell. To San Clemente de Taúl. This San Clemente de Taúl, Pantocrator. Crucifixes Christ. This. What is that? There is a squirrel bug. Whoa. Santa Maria Ripoll, this squirrel here. Poor squirrel. I knew that there would be some bugs, as expected. Haka Cathedral. Well, this is Romanesque, is finished. Baroque, well, wait. I go to Gothic first. Toledo Cathedral. Santo Domingo de Silos altarpiece. What is this? These squares are weird. Salamanca Cathedral. Santa Maria del Mar Cathedral. Well, this cathedral, obviously, in real life, they don't exist like this. It's just for the purpose of adding the pictures. Burgos Cathedral. I think that's all for Gothic. And what did I find this chest? I didn't pay much attention. Something the Silos. And now, Renaissance. El Escorial de Juan de Herrera. Granada Cathedral. University of Salamanca. Collection of Spanish Renaissance artworks. Important Renaissance Spanish sculptures are Bigarni, Diego Siloé, Berruguete, Forment. Important Renaissance Spanish Berruguete, Luis Morales, El Greco. El Greco is a Renaissance Spanish painter. Alcalá de Henares Palace. And this is something else also. Carlos V Palace. Okay. And Baroque. To the Basilica del Pilar. Basilica del Pilar, and here there are two chests. A collection of Spanish Baroque sculptures. Different sculptures, Saltillo. This collection of Spanish Baroque paintings. Baroque paintings are José Rivera, Zurbarán, Velázquez, Murillo, José Rivera, Zurbarán, Velázquez, Murillo. Spain Baroque. Okay, so Spain is finished. Most important book was that square. Mozarabic, this is from Pre-Romanesque. Santa María de Leveña. Terrablo, Huesca. Collection of Mozarabic treasures. Chalice of Santo Domingo de Silos. Vimara and Bible belongs. Codex Emiliense. San Juan de la Peña. This is Latin America. This is for Baroque. Super Baroque, San Francisco Acatepec, obviously. And treasure here. Video game card trick. Super weird that being there, what would be? I'm actually not sure if that should be in there. It's Gothic. San Juan de Baños. San Pedro de la Nave. Treasure of Guarrazar. Santa Comba de Bande. Asturias. San Julián de los Prados. Santa María del Naranco. Collection of Asturian treasures. Cross of the Angels. Agatha's Box. San Miguel de Lillo. Okay, I finished with this. Now France. Merovingian. Baptisterio Saint John Poitiers. Abbey of Saint Victor in Marseille. Treasure of Bourdon. France. Okay. Now this Romanesque. Saint Madeleine of Vézelay. Here there is something. Carcassonne Citadel. Don't know if there is a treasure. Yes, there is a treasure. Collection of French Romanesque treasures. Mysac Tympanum, Romanesque manuscript, and Bayeus tapestry. Cluny Abbey, Notre Dame Poitiers, and this Bayeus Cathedral. This is Notre Dame du Port. Now Gothic. Notre Dame de Paris. Collection of French Gothic paintings. Rare riches œuvre du Duc de Berry, Melun diptychs, Moulins Munster. Reims Cathedral, Amiens Cathedral, Saint Denis, Saint Chapelle, one of my favorites, Saint Chapelle. Collection of literary treasure. Literature and its development was very important for the European peoples. In medieval times, book collection, important Renaissance authors, Baroque authors, classical authors, romantic authors, realist authors, symbolist authors, modern authors, contemporary authors, manga authors. Well, honestly, if the box here are just some visual buff, I'm not going to collect them. So France, Gothic, Renaissance. Collection of French Renaissance artworks. Premontains, Irmar Pilon, Liquier Richer, French painting, painters. This is Fontainebleau. Now Baroque. Les Invalides, Sorbonne Chapelle. There is a treasure here. Collection of French Baroque artworks, sculptures, Girardon, French painters, Georges Delatour, Claude Lorraine, Fragonard. What is here? Versailles. Versailles, I think. I don't know if there is treasure here, I think no. And this, Catacombs of Paris. I think there is nothing here. Just nothing. Absolutely nothing. France. And that's Baroque, so I finished France. Iris, Kilmacduagh Monastery, some treasure here, Kel's Book, Treasure of Ardagh, Cardonacht Cross, that is Romanesque, no, England, Romanesque. Kilpeck Church, and here there should be treasure, I think. Alnwick Castle. Here is the treasure. Kilpeck Sculpture. Now Gothic. Gloucester Cathedral. One of my favorites. Relic of Jesus Christ. Wells Cathedral, Canterbury Cathedral, King's College of Cambridge, Westminster Abbey, Gothic Relic. Goodbye key. And Gloucester, oh yes, Gloucester Cathedral in Gothic. So what's this? What's it? Now Renaissance, I suppose north. Renaissance here. Torrigiano sculpture. And Hampton Court Palace. And now Baroque. This is St. Paul Cathedral of London. Yes, sure. Collection of English Baroque artworks. Sculptures and painters. Paul. Okay. Europe. Next country. Carolingia. To the Asian Cathedral. Asian Cathedral, and there's two treasures here. Permanent relic and Charlemagne sculpture. And this is Charlemagne, I suppose. Yes. And here, Calco book. Central Europe, Ottonian, Essen Cathedral, a collection of Ottonian treasures. Oh, I want to check. Treasures. Crown of the Holy Roman Empire, Essen Cross, Stele of Otton II, Europe. Okay, I go to Germany too. Romanesque. The Swarms, Bamberg, and Speedo. Shrine of the Three Kings. Gothic. Our Lady of Nuremberg. Vienna Cathedral. Oh, this maybe should be the Strasbourg Cathedral. What? That horse. Oh my god. That horse. Okay. Maybe I just should correct. St. Lawrence of Nuremberg. So the Cologne Cathedral. Cologne Cathedral. Yeah, collection of German Gothic sculptures. Renaissance. Horten Castle. I think there is nothing here. Oh yes, there's a collection of German Renaissance artworks, sculptures, and painters, and Albert Dürer. Now Baroque. This is Schönbrunn Palace. And it seems no treasure. Oh yes. St. Charles Borromeo. Charles Borromeo. And the treasure is here. Collection of Herman Baroque artworks, sculptures, and painters. Now, this Central Europe, Leiden City Hall, Brugge City Hall, collection of Dutch Baroque artworks, Imperial Baroque Dutch sculptor, painters, Rubens, Rembrandt, Frans Hals, Vermeer, Tournai Cathedral, and Antwerp City Hall. City Hall, collection of Dutch Gothic paintings, Flemish paintings, Garden of Earthly Delights, and collection of Dutch Renaissance artworks, Dutch sculptures, Dutch painters, Peter Bruegel. Okay, here there should be a transition. This is Sony, this is to go to this Byzantine, Hagia Sophia, Byzantine relic, San Apollinare Nuovo, San Apollinare in classe, San Vitale of Ravenna, collection of Byzantine religious paintings, different virgins, this Vitale in Ravenna, and these are both mosaics, Byzantine emperor paintings, mosaic of Constantine, Byzantine of Justinian, Theodora. Harvaville cryptid, and this, okay, this is missing. This is the Hippodrome, I think, and this also, this is the Baths of Roxelana. Well, not that important. So yes, I had to correct. This Paleochristian, Catacombs of Priscilla, collection of Paleochristian sculptures, Probus Diptis, Berberine Diptis, Theodosius Disc, Catacomb of Priscilla, okay, something. Collection of Paleochristian sarcophagus, I think nothing else. This is Constantine, Paleochristian relic, Four Tetrarchs, Dura Europos, just nothing. Here, Dura Europos, Odos, this Paleochristian painting. Ostrogothic, Ostrogothic jewelry, and Mausoleum of Theodoric. The Island Govardic, San Michele of Pavia, and Santa Maria Foris Portas. Crown of Lombardy. And this is Italy. So, Romanesque. Pisa Cathedral. San Ambrosio of Milan. Palermo Cathedral, and where's the treasure? Benedetto Antelami sculpture. Gothic. Siena Cathedral. Milan Cathedral. Collection of Italian Gothic. Pisano family, 200 painters, 300 painters. Of course. Bye. Baroque for Renaissance. Renaissance is going to be long. Renaissance relic. Oh, here there is Italy shop. And Italy Inn. 400 and 500. 100, porters were fine. 500, ok. 400. Major Hospital of Milan. Santa Maria de Fiori. Santa Maria del Fiori. Palazzo Rucellai. Santa Maria Novella. Collection of Italian 400 sculptures, Stage of Paradise, Donatello, Verrocchio, and this the paintings. Painters from Angelico, Masaccio, Piero della Francesca, Sandro Botticelli, Ghirlandaio, Perugino, Andrea Mantegna. No, del 500. San Pietro in Montorio. Villa Caprarola. Medici Chapelle. Tomb of Giuliano de Medici. What is this? Oh, this is Michelangelo, I think. Tomb of Lorenzo de Medici. Collection of Italian 500 sculptures. Michelangelo. I think there is also a Sistine Chapelle. I think it's this one. Sistine Chapelle. Yes. Here there should be the paintings. Yes. Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raffaello. This is the mandarins. Yes. Tiziano, Tintoretto, Artimboldo. And something else here. San Giorgio Maggiore. San Giorgio Maggiore by Palladio. So Italy, Renaissance is finished, and now Italy Baroque. Campidoglio Piazza. This is Fontana di Trevi. Gesù Church by Vignola. Sant'Andrea al Quirinale by Bernini. Here treasure. Italian sculpture, Bernini, Corradini. And this Borromini, San Carlo alle Quattro Fontane by Borromini. A collection of Italian Baroque paintings, Caravaggio, Carazzi, più gentileschi painters, Horacio Cristaus dell'Ante Misia, Bolognese School, Roman School, Napolitan School, Venetian School. This is the school. Palazzo Carignano by Guarino. And this is San Pietro. St. Peter Basilica, De Baldassino, and Baroque relic. Okay, I think the religious Europe is done. This is what's so here is listing the Crusaders. Well, this is like fighting, and I'm going to get the relic and just because I think I put the relic. The priest say that our sins will be forgiven if we reclaim the Holy Land. No, I don't want to fight. That really is. There is a relic. You have obtained relic of the Crusaders. Okay, so this Europe is done. Now, New Europe. I start from the bottom again. Spain. Neoclassical, El Prado Museum, collection of Spanish neoclassical artworks, this is Romantic, Falla Teatre, collection of Spanish Romantic paintings, Goya, Italian Purist, Francesco Ayet, Casa Solans, Zaragoza. Why there were the Italians here? Oh, I think because in Italy there is no Romanticism. Spain, Modernist, Batlló House, Sagrada Familia, Gaudí, and not really sure here. Smilla House, and Spain Modernist, the Palau of the Música Catalana. This one. Delphos Dress. France. Neoclassical, Madeleine of Paris, to the Pantheon of Paris, collection of French neoclassical artworks, Jacques-Louis David, Ingres, Elisabeth Biguet Lebrun, Romantic, Garnier Opera, French romantic sculptures, François Rude, and paintings. Romantic painting, romantic French paintings, Héricourt, Delacroix, Troubadours and Art de la Cruz, Orientalist. There's nothing more here. Yes, treasure. Romantic relic. And modernist. France Painting Academy. Here is for the freestyles. Royalist artworks. Sculptures Daumier, painters Courbet, Russian painters, Ilion Repin, all the painters. This Symbolis, Ilion Red, Original Carrier, Hans von Stock, this for the Impressionist. Rodin, Manet, Monet, Renoir, Degas, Impressionist, Cézanne, Gauguin, Van Gogh, other countries. Everything interesting. Now I still have so many items. This to the Paris exhibition. This collection of modernist jewelry, Georges Fouquet, René Lalique, Georges Fouquet, and this the Eiffel Tower. I think no more treasures here. Okay, France finished. Now UK, England. A collection of singles and classical artworks, furniture. This is a garden. Store here garden. This treasure. Neoclassical relic. Romantic. London Parliament. Natural History Museum. And no treasure. Yes, here. Collection of English romantic paintings. William Turner, Prerafaelites, Brighton Royal Pavilion, and Modernist, Red House, William Morris, England Crystal, Modernist, McMurdo, Macintosh, King's Cross Station, and Crystal Palace. Neoclassical relic. Neoclassical relic, I have two then. What did I get before? I thought the classical relic I got it before. Oh, no. Weird. I didn't pay much attention then. Anyway, Finished England. And now United States. Washington Monument. Washington Capitol. American Neoclassical Sculpture. William Westmore Story. Romantic themes. This and well. Egyptian Building Medical College. Statue of Liberty. Collection of American Romantic Paintings. Hudson River School. That is the weirdest Statue of Liberty ever. Collection of Romantic Architectonic Treasures. The names. This is a Neo-Byzantine, I think. Immaculate Conception, Washington. And now the Modernist. Home Insurance Building. Guarantee Building. Collection of Modernist lamps. Tiffany, Emile Gallet, Gustav Kirchner, Smith Benson. Okay, United States. No, Central Europe. Hotel Tassel. By Victor Horta. There should be a treasure, I think. No, there is no treasure. Let's check again. Maybe there is a second floor. No. And I can't. Oh, okay. I need to fix this also. I feel very weird that there is no pressure in here. Maybe there is, but I don't know. Europe. Germany. Brandenburg Gate. Altes Museum. German Neoclassical Artworks, Thorvaldsen, Raphael Mengs. Burgtheater of Vienna. Collection of musical treasures. Medieval, Bach, Vivaldi, Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, Wagner, Verdi, Tchaikovsky, Debussy. Oh no, okay, sorry. Going too fast. Theater of Vienna. Romantic thermal sculpture. Paintings. Priestley, Schinkel, Friedrich. Arenas, post-romantic. This thermal sculpture. This is the Neuschwanstein Castle. There is a treasure here, or maybe it's inside. Relic of Europe. Ludwig Bavaria. Neuschwanstein Castle. Nos bastani Castle. And this is the secession. Collection of modernist sculptures and modernist paintings. Klimt, Lautrec, and such. Here a painting, another chest, modernist relic. And then Italy. Neoclassical, San Francesco di Paola. Neoclassical artworks, Antonio Canova, then the painters. Nothing in Romanticism and Modernist. Teatro Massimo, Palermo. Modernist Italian ceramic. Okay, so it's finished. Step this. Modern city. City in. City shop. Collection of modern treasures. Modern art, cities, modern architecture styles. Modern international district. Modern avant-garde district. Avant-garde district. Chrysler building. Photographic studio. Collection of photographic treasures. Photography, early photographs, academic, naturalist, realistic, avant-garde, surrealist, futurist, abstract, digital, photovoltaics. Guggenheim Museum of Bilbao. Constructivist. Malerits, constructivist sculpture, Catherine Tower. Collection of postmodern artworks. Avant-garde, expressionist, decoration, painting, pop, super flat, Murakami. Here I finish all the movements. Fauvist artworks, Fauvist, Matisse, Expressionist, Moons, the different movements, Frida Kahlo, Cubist, Picasso, and then sculptures. Enter the museum and still artworks, everything like that. Nazi bunker. Here is, oh, can't enter, okay. The World War II. Empire State Building. L'unité d'habitation. Herman Pavilion. Bauhaus. And Dancing House. This is the International District, the Holocaust Memorial, Teatro Argentino, Twin Towers, Kaufman House, Sydney Opera. Oh, so many chests here. Collection of Dadaist artworks. Star Wars, Pollock, Rocco, New Figuration, Lucian Freud, Impressionist, Mama, collect pop art, artworks, Andy Warhol, Newell Oldenburg, Yayoi Kusama, Neuralist, Anthony, and Surrealist, Dali, Magritte, Jean Miro. Cinematographic Studio, collection of cinematographic treasures, cinematography, important early filmmakers, silent, comical, adventure, Hollywood, avant-garde, impressionist, abstract, dadaist, surrealist, constructivist, expressionist, sound, horror, gangster, western, Asian, and animation are made. Animes, digital film. This Crystal Tower. This the Water House. This is the Technological District. Edo Tokyo Museum. Oceanographic in Valencia. Minimalist painting. Last tendencies artworks. Kinetic, optical, abstract, Kandinsky, futurist, Giacomo Balla, Russolo, sculpture, ethnographic, neoplasticist, Mondrian, Rietveld, scientific art, paleontological, biological, astronomical, robotical, mathematical, collection of hyperrealist artworks, Science Mario of Tokyo, Videogame Studio, collection of video game treasures, arcade machines, game consoles, portable game console, video game art games, electronic games. Okay, so I'm going to check if now I have 2 card reads, because probably I have. Video game card read, I only have 1. Okay. I'll check later when I correct. This Union Hotel, Futuroscope of Courtiers, Mechanic Capsule Tower, Spiral del Éxito, Saint Maria Tower, Seattle Space Needle, and I think it's nothing else. Okay, I have explored everything except the power things. I'm not going to fix that now, it's not really important. So I consider this as I will fix this later. So now it's the time for the conclusion. Maybe it's going to take a bit too long. I didn't remember this. So now this is the end. The conclusion is going to go very fast. Just a summary about all the artwork, all the art that I have been talking about over this year, just to close this series of art streams. I'm going to find the conclusion for the big pictures. It was in this one, I think. Yes. Okay, just a moment so it can open. I'll fix these books maybe later or tomorrow. Very tired now. This hold on, 2 hours. When this opens, I will start. So it seems this has a lot, like 300, but in reality it's going to go very fast. Because it's only pictures, I don't need to read anything. Going to take a bit. Well, fear. So meanwhile, I can show this because at the beginning I'm going to show these wonders of the world because it was like the first topic I did of art history in videos. The Alexandria Lighthouse, the Temple of Artemis in Ephesus, the Hanging Gardens, Colossus of Rhodes, the Pyramids, Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, the Temple of Zeus in Olympia. Here you see different pictures. This has so many years, almost 10 years, I think. This is very nice done. The Tower of Babel as a kind of extra for the wonders. Very cool. This tower is super cool also. Here is where the location. Very cool. Okay, let's see if this is open. Still not. This the deviant hearts. So I wonder here again. Pyramid, hanging gardens. And this is like the 300 photos of selected artworks is like my top 300 because in total I made 300 videos. So I thought then 300 artworks and then I did a selection. It's both selection over the different periods, also favorite artworks, but also I try to not be so conventional and choose the most famous in some certain situations. So well, this is a very nice way to finish the streams. It takes long because too many pictures. But it will eventually open. I should have started opening it when I was playing, but I just forgot. Don't want to start yet. Like I want to do this PowerPoint. I was full morning preparing this last PowerPoint. Come on, just open. The final waiting. Finally, it opened. Okay, history of art. Arts. So, Stonehenge as prehistoric, African, Oceanic, Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Aegean, Greek, Etruscan, Roman, Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, North American, Mesoamerican, South American, Arab art, Russian art, Viking art, Paleochristian, Byzantine, Pre-Romanesque, Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance, Baroque, Neoclassical, Romantic. Here there is a missing painting, the Cleaners. Oh, I didn't expect that. Why there is a missing painting there? Now let's see if I find it. Um, um, why? Realism painting, France. This one. No wonder because it's too big. It's this painting. I hope there are not more bullet ones. Impressionist, symbolist. I'm going to put this a bit. I'm going to need to say now. Symbolist, modernist, modern, musical, photographic, cinematographic, video game, literary, decorative arts, scientific art, and Seven Wonders, Pyramid of Cheops, Hanging Gardens, Temple of Artemis, Statue of Zeus, Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, Colossus of Rhodes, Alexandria Lighthouse, and Tower of Babel. And now, compilation. This is my personal compilation. I'm going to save first, else wait a moment. Better save now instead of the autosave later. So I'll just go, so here it's like it's small, and then I'm going to use this to show them bigger. So here you see this painting. Seven Wonders, and here now this. I'm going to do it in bonds, like I will do like primitive, then Asian, American, whatever, and go like this instead of one by one. I will go faster. Like I want to finish also. Go finish saving. Okay. I will have to correct this now. Oh. Prehistoric, African. You see the names. I feel a bit tired for reading now, so you see the names. African, and yes, in total there are 300 pictures. Oceanic. I think I'm going to need to fix all this text. Oceanic. Egyptian. Well, I'm going to save now and show pictures. So prehistoric. Here you can see big. African, Oceanic. And here Egyptian. I feel we are going to wait more time for the saving than commenting. Okay, so Egyptian, more Egyptian, more Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Mesopotamian, Aegean, Greek, Greek, Etruscan, Roman, Roman, well, here India, but I say, and I saw pictures. So Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Aegean, Greek, Etruscan, Roman, and this India. Maybe I should save less of them. So India, more India, more India, China, 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 and Southeast Asia. Sorry. Japan, Japanese, more Japanese, more Japanese, Korean, more Korean. Um, I just continue. North America, North America, Mesoamerica, Mesoamerica, South America. Here there is a bugged one. One moment. Is this one? I think I selected other and not this, and that's why. Give me a moment. And South America, Lambayeque. Or maybe it was like this. I don't think so. Lambayeque must. Oh, so stupid. It's until here, but it's still not that big. Weird. Never mind. I just adapted. I have no idea why it was like this. Okay, South America. Arab. Soon I'm going to save and show pictures in big. More Arab. Russian. More Russian. And Viking. Okay, I save now and I saw. So this is India. China. Japan. Korea. North America. Mesoamerica. South America. Arab. Russian. Viking. And now Christian. Now Europe and pretty much the end. I think I'm going to reach the end now. Paleo-Christian, Byzantine, pre-Romanesque. Basically, this is one page for each. Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance, oh, and also I have done some changes from the other PowerPoint, so there are some pictures I will show apart. This Baroque, Neoclassical, Romantic. About Romantic, there are more. Too many favorite artworks in Romantic. More Romantic. Romantic. Realist. Impressionist. Symbolist. Modernist. Modern. Here obviously there are more. Modern. Musical. Photographic. More photographic. Cinematographic. Cinematographic. Video game. Literary. Decorative. And scientific. I saw pictures and I save. Paleo-Christian, Byzantine, pre-Romanesque, Romanesque, Gothic. Oh, here you see I changed. So for now, I use this change because I just felt like that. So here I change for this one, Melum Diptychs by Jean Fouquet. Renaissance, I changed this for the Santa Maria del Fiori. Renaissance, Baroque, Neoclassical, Romantic, Realist, Impressionist, Symbolist, Modernist, Modern. Here I think I also changed something. I think no. No, here no. Special mention to Dali and this painting. Just because when I was doing it, I was feeling I didn't put Dali, but I really love this painting of Dali. So special mention to this painting. Music, photography. So here the photography changed by this. Really like this. Cinematographic, love this. Video game, literary. Here I changed this Cthulhu by this Tolkien. Decorative and scientific. Conclusion. This is there. So now it's finished, definitely. I export this. The art streams are finished. I have finished all the topics, all the subjects, all the different arts, different movements, everything is finished. And I just noticed the embrace of X stuff is bad in here. Anyway, I have finished. I'm not going to wait for this now. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot with all these streams. Let's see what I'll do in the future. I don't know. So for now, this stream remains. You can check when you want. And also the short videos that I make with these presentations, they are very good summaries of art, I think. So thank you for watching if you watched it, and see you next time.